that way I can present it to you. This is the Hall of Merit Award, and also from the city of San Francisco. I will give you that certificate as well. Oh, here it is. I believe, yes. So I'm going to give this to your granddaughter, and I turn it over to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, John. I really feel honored to be included.
Hold it up right to you.
I really feel honored to be included with the rest of you, the individuals who are also going to be honored tonight. As you heard, I wasn't quite a member of the pioneer class. I grew up during the Great Depression. I lived in the Sunset, in the Richmond district. Went to Alamo, Presidio, and was slated to come to Washington. My last semester at Presidio, my father lost his job. We became homeless. But fortunately, I had a grandmother who lived in Denver. We packed our car, drove to Denver, and I lived with my grandmother during my first year in high school. When we came back, I joined the rest of my class at Washington, brand new school, and among my classmates were many whom I had known long ago at Alamo. As you know, looking at my time in Washington, John mentioned two of my teachers. John Roberts was one of them. He was my math teacher. While at Washington, I took every math course that was available and was so impressed that when I put my wishes after graduation, I wished to become a math instructor. But one of my favorite teachers was a woman named Edith Browning. She taught, among others, she was an English teacher and taught, among other things, Subject A. It would have been Miss Browning could never have forgiven anybody who could not properly use nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, and tenses. You didn't dare put your head in her room if you failed a test on any of those. As I looked at this surveyor in the class of 39, one of the things I looked at quite closely were what the women in the class chose to be. I looked at, not one of them chose to be in any profession that related to science. One girl had listed medical school, but all of the rest of them listed such things as secretary, but they also noted that they wanted to be private secretaries. But they also listed accounting, teachers, nurses, librarians, all of them because they were women. None of them listed anything in the science field. There are many differences between boys and girls that come out clearly in this edition of the Surveyor, besides what women wanted to do when they graduated. One of them is the amount of space given in sports. In the Surveyor, there are 9 full pages talking about men's sports and only 3 talking about women's sports. During my year at Cal, I changed my major from being a math teacher to being a pre-med. When I applied for medical school, I was interviewed consistently with the question, why would you, a woman, want to become a doctor? Every woman wants to be a mother. You'll get married, have babies, and you won't practice medicine. Why should we give you a place in medical school? I was only 4 women in a class of 80 in my class. All 4 of us graduated from medical school and practiced medicine during our lives. As you know from my picture, one of my pictures, on January 17th, January 21st this year, with the help of friends, I went from the beginning to the end of the Women's March in San Francisco. On all sides of me were women of every age, most of them wearing pink hats. I had a pink hat, raincoat, and the hood was pink. I am sure that many of those walking with me were students from George Washington, who, like me, believe that women, like men, can choose any profession they wish. I went to medical school, I got married, I had 2 children, I have 4 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, and I practiced medicine. I haven't seen what in the surveyor of the 2017 class, what the women in that class chose to do in their future. But I am betting that many of them are choosing STEM professions.
So I would just want to say that it is an honor for us tonight to install Peggy and to tell her how grateful we are for her leadership. And I would like your grandchildren to stand up so that they can be acknowledged. All 4 grandchildren are here. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand, 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 stand. We got a tight program here. And your son, I'd have him stand up, but he's taking so many photographs. But Peggy, you do us honor, and we're looking forward to the kids meeting you tomorrow.
The women of today are much different than the women 17-year-olds during my day. They know they can do anything.
Let's give her a big hand. Things about the Hall of Merit